Two of the throws, 4 to the end zone, touchdown, Parker. Picked off by Xavier Howard. Tagovailoa trying to pick up 4 players in the end zone, touchdown!
That's hard work.
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We're back here for another one, and I am a day older, a day wiser, and there has been another member added to my clan. I want to thank everyone who took the time out on YouTube in the community tab, who also took the time out on Twitter. Special shout out to a few people. Richmond Webb, appreciate you, homie. Ball game, love you, brother. I will hit you up tomorrow. As well as you, Richmond. I will hit you up tomorrow. Neil Driscoll, shout out to you, homie. Dudley Durong, my man, my dude, thank you for the love on all media platforms. I love you, homie. Who else we got here? Damn, so much love was shown. Neil Driscoll, got to shout out the homie Neil Driscoll for showing some love. The homie Kyle Krabs, thank you very much, sir, for shouting me out in my new edition and those kind words. Appreciate you, too. I just want to thank everyone in the Dolphins community for showing so much love over the past 24 hours. It's been a whirlwind for me. I didn't think I'd be sitting here in front of you guys this quickly, but here we are. And then after I'm done this, I'm going to be back to working on that All 22 show that I'll be dropping on Tuesday with Ball Game, where we will break down every single drop back from Tua Tagovailoa's game on Sunday and that heart-wrenching, heartbreaking loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. I know everyone was looking for like a moral victory Monday. It ended up being a victory for me anyways, as you know, like I mentioned with the addition, Ella has been added to my family. So I'm home right now. Wife and Ella are actually still at the hospital. I'll be picking them up tomorrow morning. I got a 2.5-year-old at home too, so I got to be here as well. Miss my little one. So I'm just chilling, bringing you guys some content. I figured we should talk about this Chiefs game because first thing I'm going to do before the All 22 drops, guys, thank you. If you guys watch my live reactions, I always rag on CBS or whoever it is for how terrible the views are. The All 22, I'll say this. Gotta lead Grant far more. I knew my safety was there, but the broadcast didn't let me know if he was over top or what he was. I saw that he wasn't over top and that Grant did have a step. Got to make a better throw. I will say this, though. Mac Hollins, you should have come down with that. We'll get when the breakdowns happen on Thursday. That Grant throw was a little bit more on Tua. I will say 110%. But, when it comes down to that Mac Hollins throw, Mac, you got to catch that football. You had a straight size advantage. So I watched, I saw, and the Grant throw could have been better. He needed to lead him much more. Looked like he struggled to get something under it. I'll break it down further, but looked like he did struggle to get something under that. Whereas the week before in the Grant, he led him perfectly. Because Matthew, however you want to say it, the Honey Badger, he wasn't over top. So yeah, from what I saw in the All 22, he wasn't over top of the route. So you got to make that throw. The Mac Hollins throw, though, that is on Mac. Mac should have made that catch from what I saw. And again, I'm going to be watching again once I'm done here. But I watched it today. And it's going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. I started clipping it up, and it's about 30 minutes of just actual plays. So it's going to be a long one on Thursday. Bring your popcorn. There were a lot of plays. Shout out to Damian Deese. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you for sending your love too, homie. Appreciate you, Damian. K.A., again, thank you for showing your love, man. Appreciate you. Sharif, thank you, my friend. Ronnie, appreciate you, homie. Jason, Will Slater. Thanks, Will. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm 2 years older than you. I get it, my dude. Appreciate you. Hopefully you end up seeing it in the morning, man, whether it's with your coffee on your way to work or whatever, my dude. I am going to eventually put this stream on these shows on podcast outlets. I'm just waiting for the right time. Chalk Vanilla Straw, shout out Al Reezy, Jeff Premon, Chef Jew. Thank you very much, Chef Jew. Xavier, I'll address that in a second about Kenny Stills. Finn's Doc, thank you. Appreciate it, man. You want to know the story behind my name? If anyone wants to, because if people remember from when I started on the other platform in October 2019, before I started my own channel, but when I started on YouTube, technically, my YouTube name was Reason13, Reason 13. The 13 was obviously for Dan Marino. And so the reason stuck, but there is way more significance to that name. It's a name I've had since I was 16 actually, and I am 35, going to be 36 in a few months. So almost 20 years I've had that name, and that has way more. It has actual substantial, like, ties on the internet in terms of like actual stuff you can look up with me in it to that name, but then it also has like deeper meaning and stuff like that too. So if you ever want to hear the story, just let me know. I can tell you the story right now if I have to. Shout out to Bubba Vass, Troy Hicks, MMA fortune teller. What's good, homie? How you doing, my dude? Tommy, how you doing? Appreciate you. Sean Jones, Clemente, Stevie, Tilly, what up? Piff Doctor, thank you, my dude. Busso, Drizzy, thank you, man. Clemente again, shout out. Thank you very much, Miami Kid J. Kieran, appreciate you. Manuel, appreciate you. Thank you. Sosa, thank you, man. What's going on, Vicken? Thank you very much. I agree, Miami. You got to make the catch. It's not an excuse, but it should be a better throw. I will say this. What's good, Ricky Tick? Omar, how's it doing? Sean Jones. Grant, when we go on the all 22, again, I only watched it while I was clipping it up today. I didn't watch it numerous times like I usually do. I only watched it once while I clipped it up, but I'm going to go back and watch it after I'm done here. Grant had a step from what I saw. What's up, Poppy? Thank you very much. Tyrone, thank you very much, Ramon. Appreciate you all. But Finn's Doc, yeah, it's a far deeper story. My ties go back to with hip hop. A lot of people, some people actually, some of the moms backstage. So basically what happened was I used to, 16, 17, I used to freestyle at parties. Yes, Reason used to freestyle at parties, do all that kind of jazz. You know what I mean? Like I even used to battle like teammates and stuff like that at parties and stuff. And that was just always my name because, as everyone knows, I'm a huge Nas fan. I'm like deep with lyrics and stuff. That's why this analytical stats and all this stuff just makes sense. I'm just a deep person and like, especially with my musical taste. And like Rakim, like I'm big time into lyricists. Like my favorite Wu member, while everyone was loving Method and everyone was loving RZA, everyone was loving. I love Raekwon. Don't get me wrong. Everyone was loving Ghostface. My dude was actually Jizza. I'm about lyrics and stuff. Anyways, so I got into hip hop in 2010. To late 2009, early 2010. Me and my best friend at the time, we started a hip hop label. Got into it. I had artists in Connecticut, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Ottawa, Ontario, and then Toronto, Ontario as well, multiple different spots. And just the name always stuck. Some of the dudes used to call me Jay because my first initial is a J. So they would call me either Jay or Reason was the name. And it's just always been around. And then, like I said, when I came on to the other platform, I signed in as Reason13 when I joined it. And, last October, and Reason just always stuck in terms of this. So I've just stayed with it. And it keeps a part of it private too. So, because there's a lot of like toxic people out there that, you know what I mean? You do want to kind of keep them at arm's length in terms of like, I know you guys saw a picture of my newborn, but that's because I know a lot of you, like 99.9% of you are amazing people, but there's that 0.1% of haters and like people who got nothing else to live for. You know what I mean? And it's nice to keep it private from that kind of stuff. I mean, eventually, as we go on here, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep my identity private and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Tilly with the $5 donation. Congrats again, Reason. She's beautiful. Love and blessings to you and your family. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, she is beautiful. I love that. I love that little bundle of joy, man. Yeah, she looks like me when I was a kid. My wife, it's crazy because my actual other daughter, like, spitting image of me. And then now this one, she's like, and my other daughter has a unique name. My other daughter's name is Ara. And so, my wife says to me, wow, this kid comes out even lighter than Ara. Because like I've told you guys, my wife is not white, right? My wife's Muslim. My wife's, I guess you could say up a color. So, she's just the first kid comes out, brunette, blue eyes, because I have blue eyes. I don't know if you guys can tell. And then now this kid comes out and it looks like she's got gray blue eyes, and she's even lighter than Ara was. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, I thought this kid was going to come out and look like me. And here it comes out looking even more like a spitting image of you. She's like, the genes are strong. I'm like, you know what it is. Dominant, baby, dominant. So, it is what it is. Yo, Miami Kid J, Nas, I love, man. Everyone sleeps on I Am, just like everyone sleeps on It Was Written. But true story, I had Mormons in my house because I used to, when Mormons used to come around when I was like 18, 19, 18, finishing high school, right? Mormons would come around my block. I'd invite them in. I'd be like bumping Nas and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like last track. If you want I don't know if you've heard how big of a Nas fan you are, Miami Kid J, but the last track of that album, Undying Love, all right? It's one of my favorite tracks. A lot of people sleep. The storytelling in that track, in that song is just so fantastic. But you can go Google this song, all right? There is a continuation. A lot of people don't realize that I Am was supposed to be a double album. It was not supposed to be one album. So anyways, the continuation after the song Undying Love is called Amongst Kings. Go Google it. If you never heard it, it's called Amongst Kings. The reason why I Am was then broken down and then I Am and then Nostradamus came out was because that was the first ever major leak to the streets. Was I Am, the double disc. That was supposed to be a double disc, man. A lot of people don't realize that. So go check it out. It's called Amongst Kings. If you're that big of an I Am fan, it's the continuation of Undying Love. You all know how that song ends. If you've heard it, well, now he goes to the other side and he's got to face his consequences. Go check it out. It's called Undying Love. Enough of that, though. Hip hop is what it is, though. I love me some hip hop talk. It go hours. Jeff Osmond, I haven't heard anything more on Gesicki other than the following, that it seems like it could be a few weeks. So, I mean, we played, if you go back to the live reaction near the end there before I ended it on Sunday's show, I played a little clip of a doctor talking about what he thought, and it could go from a stinger, all the way to, there could be a partial tear, there could be a tear, we just don't know yet. So, you just don't know. You don't know yet. So you got to check that out. You're going to know as the week goes on, but honestly, because we've got the Devontae Parker update, it does seem like Devontae Parker might miss this weekend. I'll bring that up for you guys right now, actually, but it's not looking good for Devontae Parker in terms of his status for this weekend. Wow, the one, because he does have a slight hamstring strain. I don't know if people have heard about this yet. So I'll bring it up. Fantasy doctors. But from what I read earlier, it isn't that it might not be that good for this weekend. He might be without Gesicki and DVP. But I mean, do we care? He still made it work with what he had. Not worried. It's a slight strain. That's what we know. But it is going to be determined throughout the week. Here you go. Perfect. Here's a perfect outlet for you right now, even though boom. So there you go. Injury update: Miami Dolphins Devontae Parker dealing with a slight hamstring strain. Status for week 15 to be determined throughout the week. And the update I got directly to my phone was potentially will miss this week. So there's always potential, obviously. You just got to watch the injury report. If he's do not practice but then Friday he's all of a sudden limited. That means he's going to try and go on Sunday. That's what you have to work. That's what you have to wait for. And it's ridiculous, man. Thank you, Kaja. It's ridiculous. Like, people do not really realize. Thank you, Jazza. We're gonna get into that, Sean, about the whole whole chillin'. Who do I think's the best lyricist ever? It's Rakim or Nas. Right now, people can castrate me for whatever they want to say. It's, to me, it's still J-Elect. J-Elect just has not, J-Elect just didn't, like, if you, first of all, people want to hate on a written testimony because of Jay-Z's involvement, but whatever. That was a smart play. All right. But if you go back to the album that leaked, right? I mean, that thing is beautiful. I mean, that thing is absolute beauty. So to me, like, I'll take, but there's a bunch. Like, I like Big Crit. Like, there's a whole bunch. But yeah, Act 2, the Patents of Nobility, it's an amazing album. But like, there's a whole bunch of good lyrics. It just depends where you're from. Southern people are going to tell you this. People, like, by no means I might be Canadian, but Drake is not the best lyricist. Don't get me wrong. And no, I am not an Eminem fan. Sorry, William. My thing with Eminem is Big Pun could have murdered you in his. Big Pun could have absolutely, and there's no pun intended because of how big he was. Big Pun could have eaten Eminem for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, I'm sorry, man. Period. Big L could have eaten Eminem. Immortal Technique is the man. Yes, I do love Immortal Technique. Who would I love to see as a first? Yeah, I'm a Biggie guy. I'm a Biggie, but Biggie, like, I love, you know what I mean? You can't, the Black Alfred Hitchcock. I ain't hating on Biggie. I love him. Raps Alfred Hitchcock. Love him, man. But, I still think there's people that could have eaten him. Like, to me, the greatest this song ever is Ether. Y'all can't sit here and I've been around because remember, I'm 35, 36. Hit 'em Up. So I was 11 when Hit 'em Up came out. Yeah, 11, right? And then obviously, as I got it stuck around, Hit 'em Up is not Ether at all by any stretch of the imagination. J. Cole is one of the best right now. The most impressive thing about J. Cole that I love is he's a lyricist. True, like, see, here's the thing. I was listening to J. Cole when he was like doing the come up. You know what I mean? Like, I introduced people to J. Cole before he even signed with Rock. Just like I introduced, if y'all remember old Kendrick, the track that got me onto Kendrick was Michael Jordan. And that came out before Section 80. Obviously, Section 80 is one of my favorite mixtapes of all time. But like, for an example, one of the dudes I brought down to Toronto on the Ambition tour, one of my favorite artists was Wale. I'm a huge Wale fan. More About Nothing to me is one of the best mixtapes front to back in the last 15 years. More About Nothing is a freaking classic. And Ambition is slept on heavy. Everyone just sleeps on him because he signed with Rick, but he only did that to make the paper. Wale is a freaking genius, man. People sleep on Wale. Anyways, let's go back. Yeah, Cardinal Official. All these cats, I met him, man. Shocklair, met him back in the day. Shocklair was driving like a Grand Prix back in the day, man. Met all those cats. Man, I remember having my birthday party downtown Toronto, literally in the booth next to Boy Wonder. Not too long after So Far Gone had dropped. Because, like, remember, that was a mixtape first, right? Before he hit that mainstream. Like, I was riding out to So Far Gone before, like, I was, again, Comeback Season. You want to see old Drake? Go listen to Comeback Season. Like, Drake had beefs out here. And he actually bodied some cats, too. But people don't know about that stuff. And he actually bodied some Toronto cats, like, so bad they turned into artist managers. And okay, in terms of a lot of people want to ask about Kenny Stills. Now, Flores addressed that today, right, guys? Flores said, Flores went off in terms of, like, he talked about how it's more of a Greer decision that comes from the up top. I don't think Flores is going to let that impact him. Here's the thing, though. Isaiah Ford has cleared COVID protocol. So he's eligible to join the practice squad and get brought up. So here's the thing, right? You got Isaiah Ford's going to come back into the mix. Do you rock with the Kenny Stills? Yo, bro, Josh, I used to listen to Logic when he first came out doing the Young Sinatra stuff, my dude. Those first Young Sinatra mixtapes was my ish. Yeah, and I was Kanye, like my favorite Kanye stuff, like A Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a classic to me. I know a lot of people sleep on it, but 808s and Heartbreaks, like people don't realize how much music 808s and Heartbreaks spawned. Kanye's a genius. Stills is fast. That's the thing that he brings. He's got familiarity, but he's fast. Here's the thing. You got to ask yourself, do you want to bring in Stills? Yeah, 3 yards per carry mentioned that they brought Stills in for a tryout on the low. I saw that today on Twitter. Here's the thing is, clearly there's conflict between your head coach and Kenny Stills. A, has it been hashed out like men? And B, are you guys okay with bringing in potential friction? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself as management. As fans, do we want them? We're at the point, Kirk Merritt guys got put on COVID reserve today. We're getting to the point we're not even our practice squad guys can stay healthy right now. So you got to make a move. So, and here's my thing. Kenny Stills. If we bring in Kenny Stills, then I don't want to bring Ford up because George makes a good point there. I don't want to take snaps away from Bowden. Lynn Bowden and Tua got something working there. Okay? Did you guys hear what wide receiver coach Grizzard called to it today? Talked about how he's a card dealer and how you got Daniel Jeremiah in his pre-draft evaluation basically said, Tua reminds him of a poker dealer, the way he passes out to everyone. He spreads the ball around. People don't realize, I think it was Mahomes had like 8 or 9 targets and Tua had like 11 or 12. And that's been consistently. People aren't looking at that crazily enough, too. The last 2 weeks I've been watching it, Tua's out targeting his opponents as well. So, Rammy, you did see it. Bowden and Perry were on the field. Elder Bruce Jones, I saw someone say something that made a lot of sense. But I will say, and what Elder Bruce Jones just said, and shout out to you, Elder Bruce, he said, reason a lot of Bills fans talking smack think they're really better than us. I'll say this. I saw a Bills fan say something, and I agreed to an extent. And what he said was, he said the Dolphins remind me of us last year. And he went on to go that in terms of they're a contender, like they're a playoff contender in terms of trying to make it into the playoffs, but they're really actually not there yet. They're just being built well, and they're ahead of the plan in terms of the rebuild, and because of that, they're overachieving. Now, where I don't agree is we have a far better defense than what the Buffalo Bills could dream of, and we're still missing a couple pieces. I think we can beat the Bills on January 3rd, I believe it is, 110% in Buffalo. I don't give a crap where it is. I think we can beat them. You know why? Josh Allen ain't doing what he did against this secondary. You know why? Noah Benogany ain't chasing Stephon Diggs around the field like, a girl chasing down a potential prom date at high school. It ain't happening. What's happening is Byron Jones is going to be mirroring the routes. And this version of X was at about 80, 85% when they faced off in that early matchup this season. Now you're going to get 110% of X. Good luck, Joshy boy. Look at what we did to Herbert. Do the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Drop your linebackers in the zone, make them think over the middle, and then force him to the boundaries on the outside because his anticipation and accuracy outside the numbers leaves something to be desired. You guys remember the defensive keys the first time we faced the Bills was, make Josh Allen beat us from the top pocket. I'm going to say the same damn thing again because now I got Byron Jones and I got a fully healthy X. Good luck to you, my friend. And hopefully Bobby McCain's back by then. So, peace out. All right. I'm not worried. I mean, they're cocky because here's the thing. Look inside yourselves. All right. Like, actually think about this. Take your bias as a Dolphin fans out. All right. Look in the AFC right now. Okay. I think literally us and the Buffalo Bills are the best teams suited to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. If you actually think that, if you actually think about it, take your bias out of it for a sec. The teams best suited to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs are actually the two potential playoff teams from the AFC East. Hold a sec, guys. I'm just switching over to 5 gigahertz right now. So think about that for a sec. And you know what, Josh? You make a good point. You know what I mean? It sucks. But the point of the fact is, let's get into that right now, guys. So as we look into it, here are the playoff scenarios for. All right, well, let's look at the playoffs started today. Let's look at a positive out of all of this, okay? And if the playoffs started today, guys, I mean, I think people might not give us a snowball's chance in you know what, but I think we actually have somewhat decent of a, call me crazy, but decent of a shot. And that's if the the defensive side right there. There you go, EPU. There you go. So if the playoffs started today, guys, it's this simple. We'd be facing right now. We went from having to face potentially the Buffalo Bills to now we'd be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what? I actually don't mind that matchup. Call me crazy. I really actually don't mind that matchup. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm actually don't mind that matchup. I think we could beat them. I actually think we could upset them. So, you know, not really that worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're overachievers. So that's not the matchup that I dislike here. I don't like the Tennessee Titans matchup. I'll take the KC round 2. I'll take that all day. Not a fan of how good the Colts offensive line is and how good my running back one from this past draft, Jonathan Taylor, has been coming on the past week. So, you know, and they got a pretty good defense over there in Indianapolis. So that has me kind of weary, but I think we can pick off Phillip Rivers. So, but they got a running game. The Bills, that would be tough just because it's divisional, but we can beat them. The Browns, Nick Chubb worries me. I keep telling all y'all, I think Nick Chubb is not only the most underrated running back in football, I think he's the best running back in football. I've been saying that for like since the beginning of the season. And, you know, that running game is disgusting. So, you know, him and Kareem Hunt, and y'all saw what Melvin Gordon and Lindsey did with the injuries we're starting to pile up. I don't even want to fathom what Kareem Hunt, Baker Mayfield didn't even have to throw the ball 20 times and they could like, oh my, yeah, and their O-line is so good. And he doesn't have to, you know, I don't even want to touch that Browns matchup. Browns, Tennessee, Colts, I think we can beat Phillip Rivers, but the running game scares me. Bills, we can beat. Steelers, we can beat. KC, I think we want that revenge game, so I'll take that. So really, the Tennessee Browns and the Tennessee Browns game, the winner of that scares me the most. But anyways, as you go into it, as you look at what the scenarios for us to make the playoffs are, guys, it's simple, and they are as follows. So Miami will take a wild card if they win out. Remember, I said last week they control their destiny. I said this last week, right? It didn't take the Chiefs loss. I said it the week before. I said you control your destiny here. Because I say if you win 3 or more, you're in. Period. Now they come into the point where if they win out, they're in. You win 2, the Ravens lose 1. You win 2, and the Colts lose 2. You win 2, and the Browns lose 2. And then easy. To win the AFC East, they win out, and Buffalo loses their final 3 games. So, I mean, not very likely. The Ravens, there could be an upset on deck. I believe they have the Giants left, and the Giants are technically in a playoff spot. Hey, you never know. And the Ravens have been very, very up and down. But they have such an easy schedule. They got like the Jags and the Texans. Oh my God. So I think the Ravens are probably going to win out. That worries me the most. The Colts losing 2. I'll tell you right now who their remaining schedule is, guys. So I'm just getting a text message from my wife. I got to check it out. Apparently she's not happy with the night nurse, guys. So send my wife some love, because I told her, I said, yo, if I get off stream and you need me to come back there, you just tell me. I'll go right back there in a split second. So if you're listening, honey, I will come back. Just let me know. So yeah, the Colts, guys, they got the Texans. Who else they got? They got the Texans, the Steelers, and the Jaguars. Ugh. Losing 2. I don't know about that, guys. And then the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, like I just said, and it's disgusting. They got the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Bengals. So you got to hope the Giants maybe do something there. And then when you look at the Browns could lose 2, because here's the thing. Think about this for a sec. The Browns and the Ravens have to play each other's, guys. So what if the Browns win? Just sitting here saying, think about that for a sec. And if the Browns lose, then they only have to lose 1 more. And then all of a sudden that's what you want to watch, is that so yeah, they got the Giants. They got the Giants, the Jets, and the Steelers. My bad. They just played and they lost to the Ravens. So my bad. I had a brain fart there. So you got the Giants, the Jets, and the Steelers. I mean, guys, it's bad news. Like it's you got to hope the Steelers all of a sudden become for real and like clean out the final, because they got the Ravens once and they got the Browns once. So you guys have got to become Steeler fans, even though it looks like we might be facing them and we all think we can beat them. We all got to become Steeler fans. So, I mean, it's easy, guys. If you want, well, it's not easy because, I mean, and sorry, I believe George. Basically, right now, I believe, yeah, we're picking 8th right now. That's the Texans' pick is 8th. And then our second pick, as of right now, is 21. So we're at 8 and 21. But the Houston Texans are 4-9. They're tied with Atlanta, Carolina, Dallas, and the Chargers. They are all 4-9. And out of all of those teams, Houston has the hardest strength of schedule, 5-4-6 remaining. So I mean, guys, you know what's sad here? We could literally finish 10-6 and not make the playoffs. How sad is that? Like, we got to win this out. It's, agreed, Fins Doc. These are high pressure snaps. So every game from here on out is a playoff game. Belichick is going to be a legitimate test, guys. Do I think we can beat them? For sure. But it's what Belichick can throw at Tua that worries me. But like I've said multiple times, no one's going to prepare a rookie quarterback under the age of 25, because as you know, he's only lost to 2 quarterbacks under the age of 25, Mahomes and Lamar. No one's going to prepare a quarterback under the age of 25 better for a Bill Belichick matchup than Brian Flores. So I'm cool with that. That works for me. So, yeah, that's the thing. They don't have an offense yet. I mean, look at how much points they put up recently. So I think we can beat them. I'm not worried about that. But I'm just worried about the exotics that we can get thrown our way. And I just hope that we can go, and hey, the thing is they're coming to Miami. Brady, Belichick era, they don't have a good record in Miami. So let's hope that trend continues, even with Brady now exiled to Tampa Bay. But there are your scenarios, guys. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. You just gotta hope the Ravens lose to the Steelers, and then we only have the pressure of needing to win 2. Because 2, I believe we can do. 3, this is tough, guys. Like, first you got Belichick against quarterbacks under the age of 25. Then you got prime time against a very, very good running game, but a team that is beatable as the Oakland Raiders as well. And then you got to go at the beginning of January for a division game. Why couldn't it have been the New York Jets to end it out? Juju, it's gonna be a battle. I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait, guys. We're gonna be live here on Inside the NFL, play-by-play, live coverage of that game. You guys know I'm a huge Josh Jacobs fan. This is gonna be a very interesting test for our defense. I think we can beat them, but we gotta hold the homie Josh Jacobs at bay for sure. Don't they play? Ravens play the Steelers, don't they? I know they got the Jags. Pretty sure they do, don't they? Schedule. Oh no, the Giants. That's what I said. We gotta hope the Giants can beat them out. My bad, not the Steelers. The Giants, because the Giants are fighting for a playoff spot, and the Giants have been like randomly. I mean, they just won a game with Colt McCoy. That's basically your hope, because they ain't losing to the Jaguars, and they ain't losing to the Bengals. You could basically sew those up. My bad. I was talking about the Steelers and the Browns. Think about the Steelers and the Browns. But I mean, I think that's the only game the Browns probably lose is to the Steelers potentially. I don't think they lose because they also have to play the Jaguars, I'm pretty sure too. And then I think they have the Texans. So they're probably going to beat the Jaguars. They're probably going to beat the Texans. So I don't see them losing 2 of their last 3. The Ravens, you got to basically hope for the Giants because I don't think the Bengals. That's the problem. You have to win out. It really comes down to you have to win out because the chances are Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are probably going to beat the Giants and win out. It's simple. You have to win out. Go look at number 1. Now, any given Sunday, there could be upsets for sure. You need to win out though. So, and here's the thing. Listen to me, guys. If our defense and our team gets up and plays the way they did against the Chiefs, we can win out. Guys, any other team, the Bills, the Raiders, or the Patriots, we get up 10-0. You compound that with whoever the quarterback is, ends up with 3 picks, and we have 4 takeaways, we're winning that ball game. The only reason is because we just literally faced the most high-octane offense since what, the greatest show on turf? Or what, the Brady Moss Patriots? But even they got held by the Giants in the Super Bowl to under 30. So I'm just sitting here saying, think about that for a sec. And then we only lost by 6. And I see all these haters want to talk, oh, garbage time. Garbage time? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What game are these people watching? We got a fumble, and then Tua took over in the 4th and was freaking lights out. Like, people are retarded trying to come at this kid for like, oh, it's garbage time. What are you talking about? What game are you watching? Defense gave the offense momentum. Tua ran with it. Tua made a throw that, guess what? That touchdown throw, and we'll go over the all 22 on Thursday with ball game. Herbert ain't made a throw like that. And guess what? Tua don't need all that arm strength to make a throw like that. You know why? Processing, anticipation, accuracy. Boom, daddy. I ain't seen Herbert make a throw like that. There was no garbage time. Exactly, Will. Listen to what Patrick Mahomes said about Tua after the game. There was no garbage time. He talked about how Tua basically brought them back and there was no quitting the team. What are you talking about, man? These people are ridiculous. We would have made a stop and got the ball back. We could have made something happen too. And what happened when Kyler Murray put the pressure on our boy? What happened when Kyler Murray was lights out? Couldn't beat our boy. Our boy led us on a game-winning field goal drive. These people are crazy, man. People are absolutely ridiculous trying to hate on this kid. And speaking of, guys, we got to do our duty again because if you didn't know, guys, it's simple. Tua has been nominated once more for Pepsi Rookie of the Week. And it's simple, guys. Just go over here. See this little button? You're just going to NFL.com, voting /rookies. I'm going to put it in the comments right now. There's 156 of you. You guys, beautiful thing is you can vote as many times as you want. So there is the link in the comments right there. Go click on that and then open it up. Just scroll down there. You're going to click Tua. I've already voted like 5 times since I've been home. And then you're going to go right, vote now. And there it is, baby. Let's get our boy up there. 23%. I know Chase Young had a boost day, especially for me in fantasy, because I play that IDP Big Boy Fantasy League, and Chase Young killed it my $50 league for me. But Tua, let's get that, baby. Go hit that. It's because he didn't win if he would have won, but hey, go hit that. Look at, they're so desperate. Jalen Hurts didn't even have 300 combined yards. They're like, yo, let's go hit him up. 2%. Are you crazy? I wouldn't even give him 1%. That guy is going to be a one-trick pony. You remember I kept telling y'all, wait till the film's out on Justin Herbert? Wait till the film's out on this kid. His arm is... So, it is what it is. It's only his legs. That's what's going to make him survive. But he's going to end up turning into Tyrod Taylor. Mark my words. And y'all remember, Tyrod Taylor had a really good season with the Buffalo Bills. He took them to the playoffs. But it's still going to be Tyrod Taylor, Jalen Hurts. So, enjoy that, Philly. Anyways, go hit that. Go hit the homie up with that vote, guys. Go vote in your quarterback, your franchise guy. And it's simple. Let's get into things, guy. I got a couple interesting things. Let's go over here. First of all, if you guys didn't know, the NFL did send out a memo today, and it's alerting basically teams that there will be no local bubbles during the playoffs. So as everyone heads up, don't expect bubbles in terms of the playoffs this year. And one thing I want to throw out at you guys, I know TJ Watt is having a crazy season right now. Okay, it's undeniable. But I want people to realize something right now. When you compare Stephon Gilmore last season to Xavier Howard this season. So Stephon Gilmore in 2019, guys, in 16 games, he had 6 interceptions, 20 pass deflections, and a 49% completion percentage against, all right? Xavier Howard in 2020, just 13 games, just 13, 9 interceptions, 17 pass deflections, so he still has 3 games to make up 3, which he will, and then 4.87% completion percentage against. So even lower than Stephon Gilmore. So Xavier Howard, and I still say Xavier Howard's hitting double digits. Xavier Howard, my friends, defensive player of the year, it is legit. It is legit. It is a conversation that needs to be had. So he's already beaten Stephon Gilmore last season. So Gesicki's injury is a shoulder injury. Yeah, it is, Tombstone. Yeah, and TJ did have a tough game against the Bills. So Rodrigo 14 breaking that. Damn, you got 3 games. He would need 2 interceptions a game to break that record. I think he'll be the first corner in 10 years in the last decade to hit double digits. which will make him the most interceptions in the last decade. So, Rami saying 2 picks to Howard in prime time from Carr. Wow. He's gonna hit double digits though. That's legit. I think he will hit double digits for sure. Another thing I wanted to go over, I actually didn't get a chance to read it. So I wanted to read it of you because so far, guys, I will just go down to the Dolphins. So far, an interesting article came out today when I was bringing up the grades to show you guys, and I just clicked on it. I didn't get a chance to read it, so let's read it together here for a sec. And it's from PFF, and they're giving out grades to all 32 picks in the draft. So I was just gonna go as far as Tua. All right, so I want to see what they gave our boy. I haven't read it, so like this will be the first time I'm reading it literally with you guys. And then I wanted to get into the PFF grades from Sunday. So Joe Burrow, they gave him a 75.1 grade overall. They said the sad and seemingly inevitable conclusion of Joe Burrow's woeful offensive line was realized after a knee injury prematurely ended his season. He will now have to rehab and hope to come back. There you go. So they give Chase Young a 79.8. Wow. Even higher. And he's been dominant. He's been crazy this year. Jeff Okuda, 41.8. And he's also hurt. So he's going to be out. Andrew Thomas is 61.3. Actually, we'll go to Austin Jackson and Noah. And then Tua, 62.3. And they said going toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs is always going to provide some tough comparisons, but Tua had a pretty solid game. He threw for 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The pick was unfortunate in that it was a very catchable pass that was deflected off the hands of his receiver for a pick. But on the other hand, he had a generally bad pass dropped by the defense, so it evened out overall. Tua wasn't able to stick with Mahomes, but he was never expected to. He did pass for 7.2 yards per attempt from a clean pocket and had a 107.6 passer rating when throwing without being pressured. This was the kind of performance the Dolphins can win games with against the most teams in the league. It just wasn't enough against the Chiefs. There you go. Herbert, 75.1. Derek Brown, a 59.1. Isaiah, 62.3. CJ, 56. Wow. Damn, he started off really hot. Jedrick, 60.7. Mackay, 75.5. Henry Ruggs, 54.8. Tristan, 81.4. Good golly. Man, he's so good. Look at his run blocking grade. My God. If only. Javon Kinlaw, 55.9. Jerry Jeudy, 60. That's not a good number, Jerry Jeudy. 6.6. AJ Terrell. CeeDee Lamb, 70.5. Here we go. Austin Jackson, 55.9. Austin Jackson's rookie season has been something of a roller coaster ride as he has had to adjust to life in the NFL, but also protect for 2 very different quarterbacks at various stages. This week, he had an average grade overall in a game that was largely passing for Miami. On 75 snaps, 59 of them were spent pass blocking, and he allowed a total of 3 pressures, one of which was a sack. The Dolphins helped their offensive line out more with Tua at quarterback than they did when they were protecting Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that can typically be seen in how they have graded performed with him as a starter. Jackson's real development will be seen in year 2, but this was another game in which he wasn't a liability. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I saw some. Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to talk about that one. Look at Justin Jefferson, 89.5. And we'll go to Noah. Brandon Ayuk, 80.4. Jordan Brooks getting crapped on. Patrick Queen getting crapped on. Isaiah Wilson. Y'all know I was a big fan of him out of Georgia, the right tackle. Noah, 34.5. Noah Igbenogany was back to the bench this week against Kansas City Chiefs, playing no snaps on defense and featuring only on special teams. He did play 24 special teams snaps, the 3rd most of any player, appearing on 5 different phases. Overall, this season, Igbenogany has largely struggled when he's been on the field, on defense, and tasked with covering NFL wide receivers. We may have to wait until year 2 to see how he will fare after a full year at the NFL level. I mean, what were you expecting? Like I've said before, I need to see, like with their grading system, I need to see what the prerequisites are. Like, I need to see their grading standards. I need some explanations, man. So, the no one's fair for sure. Super young, but like the 201 and even the Austin Jackson. I mean, I saw a couple things I actually didn't like when I watched the L-22 off all the offensive snaps once through today. So all right, let's keep it rolling here. And again, guys, just to briefly go over a few things. As you know, the Chiefs beat your Miami Dolphins heartbreaking fashion, 33-27. The Miami Dolphins, they ran actually 77 plays to Kansas City's 61 total. Yet they were outgained in yardage, 448 to 367. We had 14 total drives to their 13. They averaged almost double in yards per play. They averaged like 7.3 yards per play. We averaged about 4.8. It was it was ups and downs. Like I said, the second and third we were inept at times. I don't know why we didn't go to up tempo quicker. As soon as you got down, go to up tempo, because I mean, it hurts to know that we had 4 takeaways and you lost the ball game. You rarely ever see that. But again, Tua Tagovailoa, 28 of 48, 316, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, 24 of 34, 393, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Unbelievable. So I mean, you got the safety. This came down to the special teams play. A lot of stuff. We won the time of possession battle, oddly enough, by almost 3 minutes, actually 31-30 to 28-30, and we lost by 6. So it is what it is. I really truly believe that, we could beat this team. Come see us in year 2, Kansas City. Come see us in year 2, because Savage. I mean, I've highlighted how good he is out of empty sets, and there you go. 2 in an empty set, 27 of 32 for 242 yards and a touchdown, passing rating of 108.6. Need to run empty more. There you go, man. There you go. Perfect example. I broke it down in the last all 22 how good he is out of empty sets, and that was the difference between Fitz was getting a lot more empty sets calls compared to Tua, and I think we need to do a better job. And that comes down to Chan Gailey, man. Know your personnel. So it is what it is. Guys, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're new here, 184 of you in that room. If you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Finside. Guys, if you'd like to become a Patreon, patreon.com/Finside the NFL. There's multiple tiers, guys. $2, $5, $10, $15, $20. And there's perks, more and more perks. The higher you go up in tiers. And shout out to each and every one of our 18 Patreons thus far: Infinite Trauma, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike, Shake Money, Joe BK All Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Mr. Two-Bits, Slim Pickin', Big Time, Red Dino, Marino's Goat, Conflict, Keith Davis, your boy Trev, Josh, and Tranquilize. Appreciate each and every one of you. And if you'd like, that new gear on Patch Vibes is fire, guys. Go check it out. Use code FINSIDE for 20% off. This is the year. 10% off with code FINSIDE. They got that GOAT shoeless shirt. They got the Coach Flow nose shirt. They got some good stuff. Go use code FINSIDE for 10% off. And as always, we got our own FINSIDE the NFL merch shop, teespring.com/stores/FINSIDE the NFL. We got this gold one. We got the original logo. We got multiple different designs. Go check them out. You can get them in t-shirts for you, a lady in your life, or you can get a sweater. They're premium stuff. Go check them out. They're comfortable as hell. I got my mother one. They're beautiful. Guys, other than that, let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's get into how we looked as an offensive line in terms of pressure. Did we allow a lot of pressure this week? And here are your answers. As a unit, we allowed 19 pressures, 5 sacks, 3 hits, 11 hurries. One of those games, guys, we're always hovering between 21. Last week we were down. The week before that we were at 18. The week before that we were at 21. Right back there, 19 now. Tua, here's a key thing, guys. You remember when we would get these big pressures, especially when Fitz was in there, Fitz would be charged with a lot. Well, guys, Tua was only charged with one of those 5 sacks against. He was only charged with 1 pressure. So 18 pressures, 11 hurries, 3 hits, and 4 sacks were from your offensive line, your unit. Jesse Davis, 3 pressures, 3 hurries. Solomon Kinley, 4 pressures, 3 hurries, 1 sack, and a penalty to boot. It's just Austin Jackson, 1 sack, 2 hurries, 3 pressures. Not good, man. Not a liability. What are these guys talking about? Robert Hunt, 1 sack, 1 hit, 2 pressures. Ted Karras, 1 sack. My God. Jesse Davis was the only one out of our starters that did not allow a freaking sack. Are you for real? Is this crazy? Like, come on. Unbelievable. So whoever just wrote that PFF article we wrote, did they not watch the game? Or they just look at the stat line? They went over to the PFF. Oh, he must not have been a liability. What are you talking about, man? Unbelievable. And you'll see it in the All-22. I told you. That's why when I was like, what is this guy talking about in the PFF? Because, guys, this is the first time I'm seeing the pressures as well. I just brought them up. I haven't had time to go through all this stuff today. I got home at around 8 o'clock and then started setting stuff up, said hi to my mother, went in, kissed my daughter, Like, so I'm seeing this for the first time, but I already knew this. That's why I was like, what are these guys watching with the PFF article? 187, holla at you right now in the room. So, I mean, guys, think of it. In the past, other than in 3 of the past 4 games, we've had pressures of 21, 19, and 18. Holy moly. That's 58 pressures, because I think the other game we only had like 4 or 5 pressures allowed last week against the Bengals, right? We said, let's see these rookies against a better rush, against a better pass rush. And Chris Jones ate, my friends. Y'all saw it on the tape. Y'all saw it. Well, if you didn't watch the tape, all 22, and you just watched the broadcast, Chris Jones and Frank Clark were feasting. Solomon Kinley was having problems. Austin Jackson was having problems. So we'll see. I still think, you've got Kinley battling a foot issue all season. I think Austin Jackson, I still say he must have come back early because he's night and day. Then again, with the way he's been beaten lately, it looks like his collegiate tape at times. So Bradley Chubb just laid the blueprint after obviously doing the homework, and now it's just been pounding coming across his face, and he can't do nothing about it. So he looks like the USC guy, the one that I had as my 10th ranked tackle and 5th ranked left tackle. That's what Austin Jackson was coming into the draft for me. So that's why y'all saw me at 18 saying, please don't be Austin Jackson, because I knew of his age and the potential. People would fall in love with that. But here's what I said you would probably see. Struggle, baby. Struggle. So, I think Karras, you know what? Funny. I actually think it is Karras is the problem, Rami. I actually think Jesse Davis and Solomon Kinley would be playing a lot better if they didn't have an inept. Now, when Frank Clark's spin move, that straight up beats Solomon Kinley. Let's not lie to ourselves. But I do think Ted Karras is the problem. You do not have a dominant, athletic, good foot guy with good feet, good anchor strength, and a great communicator in that middle. That's what you need, man. We don't have that. We don't have a solid center. Karras is the issue. Remember, guys, he's the one that's supposed to be calling protections and helping out with adjustments and such. It's not all on the quarterback, guys. He's supposed to be IDing defenders as well. That's not all on the quarterback. That's on the center too. That's why you'll see a lot of. Remember, how many times did you see Peyton Manning in the playoffs and Jeff Saturdays sitting there calling out the IDing where a blitzer is potentially coming from? Pointing out a linebacker, a safety shifting up. Jeff Saturday always doing that. Just saying. Ted Karras gets no push in the run game or the pass game, Ben. Did you see the All-22 last week? That man was being pushed back. It was unbelievable how badly and here's my issue. I know when I'm going to go back and make notes of the All-22, I'm going to see stuff they didn't see because they only watch the broadcast. Miss me with PFF grades that aren't on All-22. What are these guys? Why does it got to be so a rush to get it on a Monday? Bring it all out on after bringing it out on a Wednesday, man. Like, what are these guys talking about? PFF, use all 22. Stop using the broadcast, man. When I was doing stuff for you guys, I always go back to this. And you guys sent me that LSU Bama game. I couldn't wait buddy, I had the all 22 of that game. I had the all 22 of that game. How are y'all sending me the CBS broadcast footage of that? Please do a better job. Please. Come on. You're going to get, people will respect your stuff a lot more if it's after the all 22. I'm telling you right now. You will have a lot less retractors if it's after the all 22 because it'll be far more accurate. Just saying. Look at what I thought Tyrann Mathieu was over top of Jakeem Grant on that drop because that's what the broadcast showed as it happened. But now that I watched the all 22, I said, oh, no, he wasn't. Just saying. Perfect example right there. All right, guys, let's look at let's get into the offensive and defensive grades for your Miami Dolphins this week. So offensively, guys, it's quite simple. Mike Gesicki was your highest graded was your highest graded offensive player, 81.5. Durham Smythe, 77.5. Lynn Bowden, 74.1. DeAndre Washington at 70.5. And then Robert Hunt at a 67.5. I still don't think we've had one of the rookie linemen crack the 70s yet this season. They've all been steady in the 60s. Tua was 65.8. It continues to have him hover in and around that range. Matt Collins was up there. And then when you go to the bottom, guys, Saul McKinley was far and away your worst graded offensive player. He had a 42.6. Devontae Parker, I guess they really stuck that drop against him, 44.2. And that's my thing. Guys, Tua Tagovailoa, if they were doing this properly, adjusted completion percentage would come into effect. Tua's adjusted completion percentage. Let me do that for a sec. Hold on a sec, guys. Tua's adjusted. Let me see for a sec. Hold on a sec. Give me a sec, guys. Now they got me thinking about this. There were 5 or 6 drops in that game. I believe there were 6 drops, I believe. I think there were 6 drops. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Were there 6 drops in that game? Someone in the comments will know. I believe there were 6 drops. So, Vic, and I don't want Mike Pouncey. He's kind of like a shell of himself. So there were 6 drops, right? So if we do the math on those drops, quickly, let me do that for you for a sec. So he's 28 of 48, right? Yeah, he was 28 48. So he becomes 34 48 on a just adjusted completion percentage alone. He's got a 71. If you adjust Tua's adjusted completion percentage for Sunday is actually a 70.8. So it's a 71% completion percentage. So, I mean, Savage, I'll do mock drafts and stuff once the season ends. That's, I don't know where they're getting their grades from. Let's just put it that way. You adjust its completion percentage, which technically, I don't know what your standards over there are at PFF, but if adjusted completion percentage isn't in there, we got to talk, my friends, because we need to reevaluate the whole process. All right? If adjusted completion percentage is in there, here's the thing. If adjusted completion percentage is in there, what happens, guys? He also goes from 2 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns because that Devontae Parker becomes a completion. That Grant becomes a completion, okay? Because he actually still should have made the catch, even though Tua should have let him more. It's still a catchable ball when you go back and watch it. It's technically would be graded as catchable, okay? Matt Collins, that's a catchable ball, and that's a deep ball too. Those are big gains. So I don't know what they're talking about with this right now. I mean, it's ridiculous. There you go, pre-Tim. 2 drops from Grant, 2 drops from Parker, 4. 1 drop from Hollins, 5. Let's just take the low on Bowden. So 1. So 6. There you go. Just a completion percentage. That's now you got 2 touchdowns. Now you go from 2 to 3 touchdowns. And you're now at a 71% clip. I don't know how they get a 65.6 grade, but God bless them over there at PFF for trying. So let's go to defensive. Defense is usually a little bit more on point than offense, I find. Except the trench play can be somewhat, unless you're a big name, it can be shady at times. Zach Seiler had a 90.5. Andrew Van Ginkel, 82.5. He had that huge play, that unbelievable effort getting up off his chest to tip the ball in the air. Byron Jones, 77.1. Xavier Howard. Like, I don't, like, how... Let me see this. I can answer my question right now, actually. Never mind. Before I start losing it. Before I start snapping, let's see for a sec. Oh, that's why. They charged the touchdown, one of the touchdowns. Clayton Fledglam. See, like I told you guys, the PFF got that right. They didn't charge the touchdown, the Kelsey touchdown to him. What did they give him? Kelsey, Eric Rowe, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 111 yards. But he only had a 79.2 NFL passer rating because he had a pass breakup and an interception. So technically they're both the same. That's why he got both of them. Or hold on. No, they're not. They're different stats. So why does he have... Yet that makes no sense. What are these people on it? Because here's a perfect example. Xavier Howard. He had an interception. He only allowed an NFL passer rating of 58.8 against. He had a touchdown, but they didn't give him a pass breakup. Eric Rowe, somehow, he has a pass breakup and an interception, but 6 for 7 when they're targeting. I guess they're saying he jumped the route on the interception. So that is... Oh, yeah, that was the tip, right? That was the Andrew Van Ginkel tip, was the Eric Rose. That explains that. So, yeah, so 6 for 7. Brain fart again, guys. 6 for 7, 85.7%. I mean, technically, Nick Needham had a little bit of a harder day, but it is what it is. He didn't allow the score, and he had a turnover. I mean, think of it. If Kelsey doesn't score that touchdown on when I believe it was Van Ginkel and I think I want to say it was Clayton Fledglam. They were 2 back there, and they both moved up. It was 2. Was it? It was, yeah, 2 guys moved up off their spot. And then I think it was Jerome Baker, right? I think it's Jerome Baker. They moved up off their spot, and bam, he was there. And so it was on the linebacker and an end. It wasn't on. No, it's Kamuga Hill, actually. And it wasn't on him. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, bend don't break with Eric Rowe. What can you say? Didn't allow a touchdown against, like I told all y'all. X. Damn, that guy's good. Damn, that guy is good, guys. Defensive player of the year for real out here. Man, it is. But anyways, here we go. When you go to the bottom, Clayton Fletchlam, he ended out grading out so poorly. He only had 7 snaps, but it was bad news. Kamuga Hill and Sam Eglovine were terribly graded out as well. Nick Needham, they gave him a poor showing grade-wise. Eric Rowe, I guess because they're saying of the amount of targets, the interception didn't do much to help his grade. Jerome Baker, he had a poor grade. Yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. It wasn't that bad, I didn't think, from Jerome Baker, that they're crapping on him right here. It wasn't great by any means. It wasn't good by any means, but it was okay, I guess. It wasn't like his worst performance of the season. That's by far. So, but good for Strobridge for having one snap and somehow managing to outgrade the majority of the team. You can only trend upwards from here, young boy. That's for sure. And then just another quick thing I wanted to go over, because guys, if you look at the offensive snaps on Sunday's game, rookies accounted for 45.6% of the Dolphins' offensive snaps. Tagovailoa, Hunt, and Kinley played 83 each. Austin Jackson played 75. Bowden played 59, and Perry played 33. So they're really, really leaning on the rookies. So for you to see where they're at right here, guys, I mean, this team could, yes, wind up 9-7. I'm sorry, 10-6 and not make the playoffs, but it's a big improvement from where we were last year. It really seems like we're going to look back on this year if we don't make the playoffs, and the one game we're all going to circle of we let it get away is that Broncos game. That Bronco game is going to be the one. And Richard, I love Levante David. Down. I just don't know if they'll break the bank on another guy like that again. I really don't know if they'll break the bank on a guy like that again. So it is what it is, guys. What can you do? There's something I wanted to show you guys though, as we keep going here. Right now with your defense, just to take a look at your defense right now, because guys, it's something to behold. Just a couple big stats that they are really leading the way in right now. When you look at the Miami Dolphins defense right now, in points per game allowed, they allow 18.8 points per game. They're still second in the NFL. I mean, allowing 33 brought them up from 17.7 to 18.8. So shows you how good this defense still is. Opponent third down percentage is still first in the NFL, 33.1%. And I mean, that's after, look at the Kansas City Chiefs were 5 for 11 on third downs against us. So we held them under 50%. Gotta love it. And then the last one here, the couple last ones here. We're 11th in the NFL in sacks. We have 34, and as you said, over 8 of those are from Emmanuel Ogbah. And then we got 25 takeaways, guys. Look at this defense, tied for first right now. It's a magnificent season. Hopefully they can get rewarded with the playoff appearance they deserve, because this isn't just a playoff caliber defense. The thing is, we have an AFC Championship Super Bowl caliber defense. We just don't, our offense is not there yet in terms of, it's not an AFC Championship or Super Bowl championship caliber offense yet. You know what I mean? Right now, and this is all because of Tua. Right now, it's a fringe playoff offense, because you got the offensive line that's poor on times. You've got lack of separation even when everyone's healthy. But let's be honest, we got the injuries as well. You got a running game that has no identity whatsoever and is a revolving door due to injuries as well. So literally, think about it, guys. Other than the one game he's missed since Tua has been named the starter, he's pretty much been, the one constant. And I mean, you saw he was basically almost ready to go for that game he missed. And then he came back with the tape on, and y'all saw how he performed against the Bengals. So I still think he could have gave you what Fitz gave you plus more against the Jets. And continuing on, because I want to show you guys this, is shout out to the homie Travis Wingfield. I got to show you this, guys. I thought this was so interesting. So after Gesicki's injury on the second yard completion to the 27, the Dolphins drove 73 yards to pull within 6 points of the Chiefs, with the team's top 8 players in yards for scrimmage unavailable. Look at that, guys. Look at all the names crossed out. If that's not a testament to the fact that we found our quarterback and that we've got our guy, I mean, I don't know what is. Like, that's unbelievable, man. That's beautiful stuff. So I don't. People don't realize how good Herbert ain't doing this. Hell, Joe Burrow didn't even have to do this. You know what I'm saying? And Ben Glasser, no, literally, right there. I'm just saying. Pulled the LeBron on the Cavs. My God. Like, and Matt Collins is your Agauskas. Okay? That's how it is, Ben. Matt Collins is your Agauskas. That's how it is. I mean, damn. Like, I'm just saying, if that doesn't tell you we found our franchise quarterback, I don't know what the hell will. You're just looking for reasons not to like the kid. And Rhino says it there, but Bama's talent. Thank you, Havoc. But Bama's talent made Tua. Are you crazy with me right now? Like, for real? Unbelievable. Like, think about that for a sec, guys. I want that to really soak in with you guys. That is absolutely crazy, man. You know what I mean? So miss me with all that nonsense. These guys out here saying this crap, man. Unreal. Unreal how people trying to hate on this kid. All right. And let's keep it moving here. Just a couple little things I want to get over here, guys. As we do all the time, let's take a quick look at the next gen stats regarding Tua Tagovailoa from this past week. There's a couple things that I do want to point out though. If you look at Tua Tagovailoa right now, has the 9th most completed air yards in week 14 with the 12th quickest snap to throw. So, I mean, that shows you that he can get the ball out and push it vertically when he has to. So we'll get into it right here just quickly for you guys to see. There is your boy Tua Tagovailoa. So he's averaging about a 2.56 times time to throw, and then his intended air yards was actually higher than Patrick Mahomes. It was 9.5 to Mahomes' 9.4. And look at his aggression rate, guys. Again, we go over this all the time. His third highest aggression rate this week, right? Aggression rate, guys, that basically means there's 1 yard or less of separation to the intended target, whether the pass is completed or not. So that means on 31.3% of Tua's passes, and guys, he threw 48 times. That means 31.3% of those 48 times, it was towards targets that had a yard or less of separation. So, I mean, I'm just sitting here saying, guys, can't hate on the kid. You cannot hate on the kid whatsoever. Fantastic stuff he's doing with basically Tom, Dick, and Harry from your local Costco who are stocking shelves on the night shift starting in about an hour. Well, they actually just started right now and they're going until about 7 a.m. on the East Coast. So, I mean, you got to love the guy, man. I mean, it's crazy. What you're seeing right now is you are basically seeing him take advantage of the fact that, he worked with a lot of these guys in the preseason, right? So Mac Hollins, he didn't get much work with Lynn Bowden, but Malcolm Perry when he was targeting, when he was being used a lot. Even that's why I think you're seeing the comfort with Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki talked about how Mike Gesicki talked about all the time. Talked about how they used to work scout teams together, right? So in the off season. So I think that's all you're seeing. You're just seeing that chemistry translate right now because by hook or crook, everyone's falling around and it's benefiting. But it doesn't matter who's out there. It literally doesn't. Tua's proven to you guys right now, it doesn't matter who's out there. He is going to spread the ball around. That's why you saw Grizzard call him basically, he's like the card dealer. You know what I mean? The way he hands them all out to different players on the team, man. And what's great is he ain't dealing them to the other team. He's got a 9-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And guys, remember, what was his collegiate touchdown to interception ratio? It was the best ever. It was 8-to-1. I'm just saying, similarities, guys. Similarities. All right? But look at this. Look at this. Okay? I want y'all to really realize this. He passed the ball to 9 different receivers. Okay? On Sunday. Patrick Mahomes, 7. Tua's willingness to, and guys, he even spreads it out. Like, let's go back to week 13. Week 13 against the Bengals. Perfect example. Tua, 8 targets. Okay. Brandon Allen, 5. All right. This is what the kid does, man. The kid is just a distributor of the football. Like, Broncos game, we lost. All right. We lost. Ain't no one running from that. 8 targets. 8 different receiving targets. Drew Lock, 5. Want to keep rolling here? Let's keep going. LA Chargers. What up, Justin? Against the LA Chargers. 8 different target. Justin Herbert. 7. Almost got me there, Justin. Held my heart. I held my heart there for a sec, Justin. Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to keep rolling here for a sec just to prove my point. Arizona Cardinals. 7 different targets. Also know how the targets have increased the recent weeks because not only by injury, but just getting comfortable. That was the last game someone out-targeted him. You got to go back to the Cardinals game. 9-7. Kyler Murray. Just sitting there saying. And then if I go back to week 1, his first start, sorry. Let's go back to his first start. Did he win that target battle? Because I'm pretty sure he did. Against the Rams. Well, he didn't throw the ball very much. 8 different targets. Goff. 9. So you got to go back to his first 2 starts to find out because he's just learning. Because all he's doing is getting more comfortable with his receiving options, the playbook, the installs, the speed of the game, pre-snap, post-snap. Now he's just spreading the ball around. So, I mean, do you love to see that, man? Love to see that. Beautiful things, baby. Beautiful things. Those are the stuff you look for, man, because that's exactly what he was like. Like, if you go back to how it was at Bama, it wasn't Jerry Jeudy every week. It wasn't Henry Ruggs every week. It was, Devontae Smith would go off. You know what I mean? One week, then it would be Jerry the next week. So he distributes. He's a natural distributor of the football. When you match that with his anticipation, his accuracy, oh boy, and his aptitude, I'm telling you, I'll say it again. I said it after the Arizona Cardinals game. I'll say it again. Talk to me year 2, game 2. It's going to be ridiculous. I have a feeling next year you're going to see an even better Tua, even more comfortable Tua. Obviously, the playbook's going to be even more open. And I think next year, these weapons are going to be addressed. And everyone wants to say, oh, I don't want to hear this excuse for lack of weapons. Okay, what do you want to hear about? The offensive line? It's a lack of a running game because of the offensive line, and we don't have an alpha running back there. I mean, this guy is literally... thank you, Terrence. This guy is literally, like I said, working with Tom, Dick, and Harry from Costco. Tom, he works at the food stand. He cuts all the pizza, serves you all the hot dogs. Dick, where does he work? He works at all the sample stands. You know what I mean? Rotates between all the sample stands. What does Harry do? He stocks the shelves, all right? He is literally making it work with Tom, Dick, and Harry from Costco. I want y'all to think about it. Think about this for a sec. Think about this. A 6-time Pro Bowl, sorry, my bad. A 6-time Super Bowl winning quarterback left a franchise he had been at for basically 20 years because of these same issues that Tua is facing in year 1. And Tommy Boy, think about it. As a veteran, he did that. You got a rookie having to cope and deal with that. And he doesn't turn over the ball like Herbert. I mean, what else can you say about this kid? You literally had Tom Brady leave the New England Patriots for the same reasons that Tua Tagovailoa is dealing with in his rookie season. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. It's just Tua's more athletic, and he can make stuff happen outside the pocket. I mean, other than that, porous offensive line at times. Other than Tooney, what did they really have last year? I mean, the run game, we could say they probably had a better running game, like a more better, but a more, well, even better, I guess. Better. He had a better running game, better running back committee than Tua has too. But the receiving core was like absolutely poo-poo. And that's what we're dealing with Tua. And here we go. Yeah, exactly, Richard. He had a better running game. He had a better running committee. That's it. That's literally the only difference. Thank you, Tony T. I appreciate you. Other than that, the offensive line was shoddy at times, but even his offensive line wasn't allowing 19 pressures this week, 18 pressures 2 weeks ago, and 21 pressures 3 weeks ago. The only one they haven't allowed a ton of pressures in the last 4 games is the Bengals, and I mean, we all know how good their pass rush is. It's like pretty much non-existent. So, you know, other than somehow the Rams game and the Bengals game, pressure-wise, it hasn't been that great for Tua's life. But the receiving core, I mean, it's literally patchwork receiving core, and this kid's making it work. I mean, this kid, Pyromancer, you know what he says, according to Charger fans, Tua is overrated. You know what's going to learn in the long run? Herbert was overrated. That's what they're going to learn. I'm going to tell you right now. You give us what they have in terms of Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Hunter Henry. I mean, you don't even have to give me Gesicki, but let's just say Hunter Henry for sake of argument. Man, maybe Tua loses against Kansas City, but I think we beat the Broncos. Let me put it that way. I think Tua maybe loses one game so far. Maybe. And we actually got better weapons, so we might have come back and not been inept for 2 straight quarters. So, I'm just saying. There you go. Rob D says it perfectly. Just think about this. Tannehill had no running game and a terrible line for the most part. Tua dealing with the same stuff but looks 10 times better. Just wait. Super Bowls, plural. Rob D, you want me to hit you better? Put Tua on that Jay Ajayi, Unicorn, Laramie Tunsil as a guard rookie team with a healthy Brandon Albert, a healthy Mike Pouncey, and guess what? This offense doesn't lose a game. No, I meant in the sense of, this is what I meant, Gannon. Let me rephrase that. People are going to overrate Herbert because of his stats, but I still think it's going to catch up to him. I said, talk to me after 9 weeks. I stand by that because after 9 weeks, he had to face Bill Belichick. We all saw what Bill Belichick did to him. Saw what we did to him. We saw what the Saints did to him in the second half. It took broken coverage against Mike Williams for them to even get to overtime. He lost the game against the Broncos with the pick in the end zone. Herbert is not that dude that everyone's making him out to be. It's just you had no tape on him early on and they went straight vertical. You got a massive arm. You know, you're going to light people up. And I like to go back to my evaluation. He's got a very good deep touch. His problem is throwing outside the numbers, anticipation, and mechanics at times. Woo back $5 Australian. Appreciate you. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to New Zealand with Tilly and her donation earlier. Love all you people out there. Gold Coast, baby. Congrats, Reason, on your baby. Sydney gang. Fins up, Sydney gang. What good? What's good? Sydney gang, 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 gang. What's good? Richard, I always wanted to replace Karras. That's why I had Creed Humphrey on my top 25 players to watch. That's why I've been talking about Josh Myers, Landon Dickerson as a mid-round option from Alabama, Trey Hill from Georgia. Like, I don't want Ted Karras. I didn't like Ted Karras coming into the season as a backup. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with you, Will. I don't care about stats, man. Here's my thing with Herbert. I don't care about the stats. I go back and I watch the offensive snaps. Like, you know, sorry, man. Like, I just don't see the anticipation. I don't see the timing. You know, Tua. Here's the thing, guys. Check this out. Don't you see Tua? Tua gives y'all hints. Tua says stuff. all the time. And then you see him do it, i.e., remember how he said he needed to, a couple weeks ago, I need to work better on throwing guys open. You can see in the last couple games, he's trying to throw guys open more. Look at it this way. That touchdown pass to Gesicki. Y'all think he would have made that throw 3 weeks ago? No. But the confidence is getting there that, oh my God, he saw the window for a split second and said, I can make that throw. And he made the throw. I'm just saying. It's the eyeball, man. Like, Pyro. Oh, that's crazy. Austin Eckler, he's only been back for like 1 or 2 games. Herbert's like first like 5, 6 games. Austin Eckler was like injured, man. I don't know. They're just lying to themselves. Gannon, I actually thought I was more impressed with Joe Burrow than I was with Justin Herbert, man. Joe Burrow was my QB too, but coming out, but Joe Burrow was very, very good, man. Exactly. Herbert has stats equals 2 and 10. I don't know. No, you know what, Will? I think Tua, I'm going to call right now. I won't give you the score, but I think Tua beats the Patriots. I think he does what Herbert couldn't do. And what's crazy is, here's my thing, guys. Herbert goes, is probably going to, let's be honest, he'll probably lose again. Herbert loses again. Tua goes out, now up against similar competition. You've got, see, here's the thing. People are forgetting, this is a comparable game. People are trying to say, oh, the Kansas City Chiefs game wasn't comparable. Well, okay, you want to go comparable. Guess what? Tua was more efficient and outplayed efficiency-wise, guys. Not stat-wise. Efficiency-wise, he outplayed Mahomes. Efficiency-wise, he outplayed Mahomes. Can Herbert say that? No. Yeah, they got to overtime. I don't give a crap. Did you win? At the end of the day, the Chargers took an L and so did we. Don't give me, what, you got an extra 10 minutes of playing time? That all of a sudden, no, man. And that was also Herbert's first game. The Kansas City Chiefs had 0 tape on the kid. 0, right? Put it there. Now, the Patriots is a better scale because Herbert, there's tape out on Herbert. Belichick has tape on Tua. Belichick is going to go up against both quarterbacks, and he has a decent amount. He had 9 games on Herbert, I believe, 8 or 9 games, and he's going to have 6 games on Tua. So he's going to have a decent amount of tape. Just for a defensive genius level that he is, that's a decent amount of tape. Okay? So I'm just sitting here saying that'll be a good comparable. If Tua goes off and looks like how he did against the Chiefs, I don't think it's a question. Just saying. What do I think about Brevin Jordan? I like Freiermuth and obviously Pitts better. Brevin Jordan, my problem is you'd have to use a 2nd round pick on him, and I think we got more needs. If he's there in the 3rd and you want to like play around with it, sure, why not? But I don't think he'll get there in the 3rd. So, all right, guys, I'm hitting the hour 35 mark. I'm going to be back on Thursday night, and I'm going to be breaking down all 22, every single drop back of Tua Tagovailoa with the homie Mr. Ball Game. So I will be seeing you guys then. Until then, y'all already know what time it is. It's Fins Up all day, every day. I will see all y'all on Thursday for the breakdown. Until then, appreciate all the kind words. Love you for all the donations. If you're new here, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, click that little bell, turn on notifications. Appreciate each and every one of you. It's Fins Up all day, every day. We'll see all of y'all on, I guess I can just call it Thursday. There's no Tua play on it. Love each and every one of you. Fins Up, baby.